Car insurance rates are on the rise in Ohio, and an increase in crashes might be to blame. Geico, the #5 carrier in the state, said in a recent report that rising claims are having an impact. The insurer says they're implementing premium rate increases as needed. Experts say the improving economy explains some of the increase as drivers are putting in more miles than ever. The Insurance Information Institute says the number of collision claims per 100 cars has been rising the last 2 years. The unofficial end of summer typically marks the start of the presidential race, but so far nothing's been typical, and this Labor Day weekend highlights that. The establishment candidates sinking in the polls as no one predicted they might.
Off we go, joyfully.
Spirits up, but despite weeks of TV ads, Clinton is sliding in the polls in New Hampshire and Iowa. For the first time, she even trails Trump in a hypothetical matchup in Iowa. Though hoarse, she got this out.
He says he loves women. In fact, to quote him, he cherishes us. Well, if it's all the same to you, Mr. Trump, I'd rather you stop cherishing women and start respecting women.
Trump, holding his lead while off the campaign trail for the holiday, responded on Twitter. Hillary said such nasty things about me, read directly off her teleprompter, but there was no emotion, no truth. Meantime, Bernie Sanders surges in New Hampshire, opening his biggest lead yet, while in Iowa, quickly closing the gap.
We took him seriously and take him seriously.
Also this weekend, already talk of cabinet positions. Former Governor Sarah Palin saying she'd welcome one if Trump offered, as she defended his treatment of Spanish speakers.
You know, I think we can send a message and say, when you're here, let's speak American.
Former Governor Huckabee appeared on this week defending the clerk of court in Kentucky jailed for refusing to issue marriage licenses to gay couples. Ohio's Governor Kasich told ABC's George Stephanopoulos he disagreed with the woman's position, but did not think she should be jailed. Want a season parking pass to Ohio State football games next year? Be prepared to pay up. Ohio State says they're enforcing the requirement that season parking pass holders provide a hefty donation in addition to the $375 yearly fee. Permit holders must contribute $3,000 to $5,000 to the President's Club by the end of the year or to the Buckeye Club by February 1st, 2016. Athletics officials say the donation requirements have been in place for at least a decade, but a recent audit found gaps in participation. Hosting the first 4 basketball games of the NCAA tournament has been a windfall for Dayton. Officials say last year's games pumped $4.6 million into the region's economy, more than previous years. The University of Dayton men's team played in the first round games this year, helping to boost attendance. The Dayton Visitors Bureau says the men's games have produced $66 million in the region since 2001. Well, if we're going to talk about basketball, we might as well talk about Christmas. Yes, Santa's elves from several churches in the Claremont County area volunteered this Sunday here at the Christian Help Center in Batavia. You see them here making some of the 3,000 stockings needed for the season. They sell some at Kroger's and give away about a third of them to children who benefit from their toy drive.
This room will be full of toys and gifts, and there's a stocking area with candy and everything. So the parents come through like a store and pick gifts out for their kids, and this is the big highlight of it. They get to go to the stocking area, pick whatever stocking they want, whether it's a Turtles or a Bengals or whatever. Then we fill it up with stuff for their kids, and they take it home and give it to them themselves.
The Christian Help Center serves parts of Claremont and Brown counties. Today at the Indianapolis Zoo, a cheetah escaped from its enclosure, forcing a lockdown. Visitors were told to seek shelter around 9:30 this morning when the big cat escaped. The zoo was locked down for about an hour while staff tracked down and tranquilized the cheetah named Pounce. A zoo spokesperson says staffers found Pounce lying in the grass outside his exhibit, but it was still behind a barrier that kept him out of public space. Zoo staffers used a tranquilizer dart to try to subdue him. He ran back into his exhibit. They say the cheetahs will be kept out of their exhibit until they can figure out how this one managed to escape. I want action. Problem is the way to get it when you're not happy with a company is changing. John Matteries investigates how to be heard so you don't waste your money.